Everyone, good day to our instructor, Miss Eliza David. Good day. So for today's discussion, we will talk about Chapter 8, Future World of Tourism and Hospitality Issues. So this chapter introduces selected major tourism and hospitality issues that are significant to the future of a vibrant tourism and hospitality industry. Looking toward the future requires imagination and foresight. According to Mark Twain, the American writer and humorist, prophecy is very difficult, especially with regard to the future. The travel world of tomorrow will be different from what we know today and experienced yesterday. Next is presentation and discussion. The first issue of universal concern in the relationship of tourism and hospitality to terrorism, or in the larger context, to safety and security. Safety and security in tourism and hospitality will be the greatest challenge for tourism policy and planning for many years to come. So, na-discuss ni siya sa book ni Agile 2008 according to Agile 2008. So, much of the discussion on safety and security pertains to terrorism. So, the terrorist attack in the United States on September 11, 2001. So, paved the way for the adoptions of international and national policies to counteract the impact of terrorism. So, the result of this tragic event encouraged many countries to act together to combat the devastating effects of terrorism. Safety and security, particularly from crime and terrorism, have been very important issues in the tourism and hospitality industry for many decades. So, since the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack in the United States, there has been an increased awareness regarding the vulnerability of the tourism and hospitality industry to the challenges of world events. The impact of the world economy on tourism and hospitality. So, the world economy has a major impact on the future of international travel. With a flourishing world economy, more people will travel if there is a greater distribution of a country's wealth. More people will have the financial means to travel. Related to the world economy is population growth. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, World POP clock projection, the present world population is more than 6.5 billion. So, let's think no nga to ang worldwide economy is naga-develop siya ba, na-ay growth bitaw. And then, with is nagadulot siya og kanang daghan nga mga growthness, mga development sa atoang, which is related siya sa richness sa atoang country. And sa kini nga situation is daghan ang mga tao nga naka-provide when it comes sa ilang financial means sa ilang pag-travel bisan asan na mga places sa world. And then even if it is kanang pang business lang or sa ilahang pasyal kanang lakwat siya. And then so, as a result, ang ato ang industriya sa turismo and hospitality is naka-experience og development and demand, while ang mga individual is nagasamantala lang sila sa ilang sa kanilang pinapabuting sitwasyong financial, and upang mag-explore ng bagong destination at maglibang sa mga karanasan sa paglalakbay. Next, so the first issue of universal concern in the relationship of tourism and hospitality to terrorism, or in the larger context to safety and security, since the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack in the United States, there has been increased awareness regarding the vulnerability of the tourism and hospitality industry to the challenges of world events. So, As we can see now, there is a table sa international arrivals into the year 2020. Research shows that tourism and hospitality is a useful tool for economic development that can be used to alleviate poverty. Developing countries recognize the important contributions of the tourism and hospitality industry, particularly in the establishment of small local industries. So many which employ women. Table shows that if only that pandemic doesn't exist by 2020, the top three receiving regions are Europe, or 717 million tourists, East Asia, and the Pacific is na ay 397 million, then ang Americas na ay 282 million, followed by the Africa na nga the Middle East and the South Asia. East Asia and the Pacific, South Asia, the Middle East, and Africa are forecast to record growth at over 5% a year. So compared to the world average of 4.1%, the UN WTO strongly encouraged tourism growth to the world's poorest countries to bring out economic well-being, social development, and mutual understanding.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my topic is all about managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner and tourism policy and strategic planning. So first, we tackle about managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner. So when we say managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner, is ang pagmanage sa pagpapanatili sa turismo sa responsible na pagi. So ang sustainable tourist is pinaka-importante sa present ug sa mga giatubang. So ang managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner sad is mao na siya ang mga mga hakbang para itaguyod ang mga agencies sa turismo, nag-host ng communities o mga travelers about sa sustainable tourism na dapat ilang i-continue para sa population sa kalibutan. So, sustainable tourism sad is mo na siya ang tourism na in the long term na siya positive than negative na epekto sa environment. So, being a responsible tourism na siya more emphasis sa responsibilidad sa industriya sa turismo through generating greater economic benefits for local people o paglambo sa kaayuhan sa mga host communities and pagpaayo sa kahimtang sa pagtrabaho. And last is involving local people in decisions that affect their lives and especially life changes. So, ang managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner is ang pagrespeto sa atong natural o built environment. So, when we say built environment, for example, is mga cities, mga buildings, mga walkways, etc. This will be the country's legacy for future generation. So, mahimo siyang pamana sa bansa para sa masunuray na generasyon. So in the last 3 years daw is there have been more book written about sustainable tourism than there were 25 years ago. So naay mga several conferences on sustainable tourism na buhaton sa kalibutan every year. Kanina effort is mag-continue og we can expect new approaches sa pagplano of mga policy changes in the field of tourism. Tourism policy and strategic planning. So when we say tourism policy is nag-refer siya sa set of guidelines, regulations, mga hakbang na gina-adapt sa mga government and tourism organization para i-promote o i-manage ang mga tourism activities. So, When we say strategic planning naman ang strategic planning is a process kung asa ang organization's leaders naga-define sa ilang vision for the future and nag-identify siya sa organization sa goals and objectives. So, kung iisa na to sila tanan, so ang tourism policy and strategic planning is the sustainable benefits sa tourism and hospitality para sa local communities para mo continue to grow in importance. And then, ang tourism policy and strategic planning is nasad sila greater effort towards partnership of private and public sectors para mapagaan sa ari-arian, gina-develop ang mga policies para labanan ang mga negative na apekto sa turismo, hospitality, and support the economic, sociocultural, and environmental contributions of tourism and hospitality. So, si Go Eldner and si Richie States, si Richie is naga-states sila nga ang mga maayo daw na policy o mga nindot na pagplano is kailangan nga ibutang aron masiguro nga ang usa ka destination is pareha nga mapagkompetensya at sustainable, while ang policies is nagpakita og big pictures and plans contain the details both deal and with the future development of tourism. So, kung ang mga patakaran o plano is include sa tanan nga aspects sa turismo, sa turismo o hospitality, so nag-promote sa concept of cooperation and competition, so ang opportunities for success are greatly strengthened.
Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. And I am the next to report. My report is all about using e-commerce tools in tourism and hospitality. I'm Marvin Sanawan. Positive effect in developing destinations. These are positive. Developers can find good websites that are similar to their destination and copy the best features. Tourism and hospitality promoters. Promoters means naga-promote. These are the technically knowledgeable about interactive marketing, will have competitive advantage over less skilled competitors. Tourism and hospitality education and training. Globalization and innovation. These are the outstanding feature of tourism and hospitality education and training in the future. Globalization means international or worldwide in terms of educating and training for the tourism and hospitality in the near future, and also includes the innovation. Every now and then, the technology innovates. There are so many things that evolves or innovate. This is the part of the tourism and hospitality in terms of education and training in the future. The collaboration of tourism agencies and educators of tourism colleges and universities addresses the changing needs of tourism and hospitality industry. So the collaboration helps the tourism hospitality addresses the changing needs, especially the collaboration of the agencies, educator, and even the colleges and universities, the schools that we are now. So it helps the tourism and hospitality industry in terms of changing needs. So that would be all my report. Thank you for listening.
My topic is emerging tourism and hospitality markets. China and India are the two emerging tourism hospitality markets in the near future. In terms of arrivals and tourist receipts, Europe continues to account for one half of the world tourism and hospitality market. Also, the United Arab Emirates or UAE will be an emerging tourism and hospitality market in the future. Gabon in Africa is another emerging tourism and hospitality market. Also, Gabon is an oil-rich country turning to tourism and hospitality. So, ang China daw and India are the rising star in the tourism and hospitality industry, poised for significant growth. Also, the Europe remains a dominant player, accounting for half of global tourism. And the United Arab Emirates or UAE is also emerging as a key market, attracting attention for its tourism offerings. Also, in Africa, Gabon stand out as an oil-rich nation diversifying into tourism, signaling its potential in the industry. These emerging markets signify shifting trends and opportunities, with the countries like Gabon leveraging their resources to tap into the lucrative tourism and hospitality sector for economic and development growth. So, second is quality and hospitality product and experiences. So, quality in tourism and hospitality experiences is usually high on the tourist list. Air travel receives several complaints in terms of quality. In general, they are not very happy with air travel nowadays, although air travel is less expensive at present as it was in the past. So, there will be not shortage of activities for the active travelers. Agile on 2008, India, for example, realized that healthcare is the growing global industry. So, ang tourist naga-prioritize siya high quality experiences for the tourism and hospitality sector, while air travel is criticized for its quality, and it is more affordable now compared to the past. Despite these, travelers express dissatisfaction with the current state of air travel. Also, active travelers can look forward to a wide range of activities, ensuring an abundance of options for exploration and adventure. And also, the India has recognized the growth potential in healthcare tourism, reflecting a strategic focus on tapping into this expanding global industry to enhance its tourism offering and attract more visitors seeking quality experiences.
So I'm the next reporter. I'm James Paul Malintad. So partnership and strategic alliances in tourism and hospitality. November 28 partnership are occurring, such as partnership between the UNWTO on the meeting industry on November 28, in which the United Nations Tourism Satellite Account will measure the global economic contribution of the meeting industry. So UNWTO is United Nations World Tourism Organization. A recognized form of competition is the rewarding of frequent travelers with points, which can be used with car rentals companies, hotels, airlines, and other components of tourism and hospitality. Tourism and hospitality partnership are a form of cooperation to facilitate competitive and the same time mutual interest. So, unsa may tumungan ning partnership? So, ang kaning tourism and hospitality partnership is ang tumungan ni is para mas mapaunlad pa ang turismo sa atong bansa. Nagiingon po diri, a recognized form of competition is rewarding of frequent travelers with points which can be used with car rentals, hotels, airlines, and other components of tourism and hospitality. So, pareha atong mga travelers nga kumbaga suki na ba is naslay points na magamit nila for car rentals, hotels, airlines, and etc. Tourism and hospitality partnerships are form of cooperative to facilitate competitive and at the same time mutual interest. So, very important yun yung tourism and hospitality and partnership no is para mas mapa-unlad pa ang turismo sa bansa at the same time their and mutual interest and their competitiveness para mas kuan pa ba. Next one is the impacts of health issues on tourism and hospitality. Disease spread more rapidly due to travel, particularly through international aviation. Reports released by Harvard researchers showed that the flu virus spread more rapidly due to the international tourism and hospitality, especially air travel. So napuday weak side ang tourism, which is kaning kuan mas dali ra ni kalat ang sakit but due to the traveler, especially those air traveler or kanang naga eroplano ba.
Good afternoon, everyone. The effects of natural disasters on tourism and hospitality. The 11 major tourism and hospitality issue is the effects of natural disasters on tourism and hospitality. Because of the negative impacts of natural disasters, new public policy tools and practices need to be developed to respond to natural disasters. Natural disasters result in a significant decrease in tourists and arrivals and income for businesses in the sector. The COVID-19 is an example of how natural disaster can affect the tourist industry and local communities, leading to the massive job losses and economic downturns. The hotel industry is particularly vulnerable and exposed to the risk of property being physically damaged or completely destroyed. Apart from the physical damage, there is also a pending economic risk of tourism sector suffering as tourists avoid areas affected by disaster event. Next, climate change and tourism and hospitality. The 12 major tourism and hospitality issue is climate change and its impact on tourism and hospitality. Local tourism and hospitality managers must focus on environmental issues to enhance the tourism and hospitality industry. And that's all. Thank you.